did everything for him. How many times did I bail him out? Put money on his books to help his family? How many times did I stand by his stupid ideas, Angie? How many times did I forgive him? I know. He won't even return my calls. And he goes and builds a house for some random what?
Karen, just come here.
Stop. Do not. Andy, do not stick up for her. I swear to God, Andy, do not. Please.
Not what I'm doing.
Yes, it is. It's what you've been doing.
I'm not trying to, okay? I'm sorry.
Don't do that.
Karen.
I'm your friend.
Yes.
And she is your assistant, okay?
Okay, Karen,
She's your assistant. No, don't do that.
Okay, yes.
Who was here first?
You've always been here first.
So then stand by me.
All right, Sistas fans, a few people tagged me on Instagram or, retweeted this to me on Twitter. It's from the Sistas official account. Now, look, the show's coming back in about a month, I'm guessing. I don't know exactly when in October Sistas is coming out, but we do know that in 20 days from the time I'm recording this video, because it's September the 9th, we'll have Zatima. And, during the off season, that's when they'll rehash clips and, make memes more than usual. Just to kind of hey, remember when this happened? And you saw, the clip that played at the beginning of the video. It's over a minute long. I didn't play the entire thing. And I'm going to kind of replay it on mute because they have the captions up there. So, we kind of already know what's happening. But first of all, yeah, I've already praised the scene. Ebony's acting fantastic. Nothing against that. It's mainly the caption that Sistas, the Sistas page chose to pick. And I'm really responding to some of the comments that I've seen on it. Sistas goes, "We've all been here before. Don't sit up here and lie. We got receipts from the group chat. Sometimes holding someone down weighs us down in the end." Okay, that's profound, but the first part is what got me. I think it's not okay. What Sistas said makes sense, but I think the way the show has made or has dragged out this Karen and Zach thing, that's the part that makes it ridiculous. It's like in the same way of if they made a post about Andy and Gary, and it's like, we've all been there. I know there are toxic relationships out there. I know there are marriages, relationships in general that have gone on for too long, different people or whatever across the world. But I don't know if anybody's been in the same ridiculous amount of predicaments as Andy and have still stuck by their man or their woman's side. It's just stupid. Now, let me go over to the messages here. Karen's entitled to her feelings, but I've always said there's a time to let go. Sometimes people just don't return or don't want to return the same energy you put out to them. So when that happens, you take your energy to someone who will appreciate it and do better. And another person, you can holler about how much you did for him when you did things to him too. They are not good for each other. Zach doesn't want to extend the same courtesy she did, even though she wants him to. He doesn't owe her a thing. It was at this moment that Karen just wanted to feel her feelings. Yeah, I agree. She didn't want to hear reason. She just wanted to vent to her friend. I've been there several times. Agreed. Sometimes we just want people to blindly validate our feelings instead of giving advice. The thing about it was, there was another person who, I think it was on Instagram, I read this response. They said that earlier that same night, not the same episode, I think it was like the episode prior. Remember when Andy called Karen about the Gary thing? Hey, you were right about him, creeping or something. Oh, wait, hang on. No, because Gary came up. But basically, I forgot who called who. I want to say Andy called Karen. Honestly, I forgot. But, when she wanted to talk about her situation with Gary, Karen didn't want to, I just want to have some quiet and peace. And then basically she blew Andy off and rushed her off the phone to go confront Zach. And then, she got her feelings hurt, then came over to Andy's place to vent, basically denouncing any kind of friendship that, Fatima and Andy had. And, she kept going on about the whole thing about, I was your friend first. then stand by me. Well, it's weird because I've said this before. It's hard to tell what kind of person Karen is because she's the kind of person like that keeps score. Whether it's a friend or a lover, it's like everything I've done for you, I'm going to keep the receipts and I'm going to keep bringing it up. So every time I need you for something, I'll always say, well, remember when I did this, this, and this? If you truly care about someone, remember, it's not just restricted to relationships. Well, romantic relationships. It's about your relationship with people in general. Like, let's say a friend loans you, I don't know. Let's say, a friend needed lunch. So, yo, man, here's $5. You grab some at Burger King. Or, oh, man, I got a flat tire. Hey, man, I'll pick you up with carpool to work. It's no big deal. And then, the one time you need help and they're not on your side, you feel betrayed. I can understand that feeling. I've been there. But at the same time, it's like, number one, you set yourself up for failure and heartbreak when you expect the energy you give to people for them to get the same to you. And then another thing to continuously bring it up and, throw it in their face whenever you feel like you've been wrong. Like, yo, man, why didn't you tell me that, I don't know, so-and-so got the job or, applied for the same position I was going for? Like, let's say, I don't know if it was a friend or coworker, like, yo, I was the one going for that promotion. Like, why didn't you tell me this other person was going for it too? Or I'm just trying to figure out, like, when almost in every situation, and I've mentioned this in a few videos before, like, there have been times where the girls, like, have ganged up on Karen and she feels like she's alone, and Karen's always there for everyone else, mainly Andy, let's be honest, because we know the friend group is kind of split. So whenever, I think she wants someone to co-sign on her foolishness, but it just is pointless. Like, you could argue, well, look at all the times Karen was there for Andy after Gary made her heartbroken and whatnot, and no matter what Karen said or did, Andy still went back to him. So how can Andy say you need to move on when it's like, well, look at you and Gary? And I've said that before too, that, yeah, I think Karen's main weapon in her arsenal is, I'll always throw back in Andy's face about the Gary thing because she wants to say something to me about still trying to go after Zach. And how dare you be friends with the enemy when she's your assistant and I've been here first? And I'm like, but that has nothing to do with Andy. It's just, I don't know. Okay, let's go back to these tweets. My thing is, how can you hold somebody down and in the same breath belittle them? Make them feel like, nothing. Make them feel worthless. That's not support. That's just waiting on them to fail so you can say, I told you so. And it's like, yeah, that's why you need me. And that's how can you stay positive to someone who constantly cheats on you? Yeah, that's the main thing. Karen didn't have to do all those things. I mean, in this rant she did, she was saying things, we had never heard of, like giving money to his family and this and that, and putting money on the books, and like she said, supporting all of his stupid ass ideas. That's exactly why Zach never amounted to anything, because anytime he tried something, you would constantly shoot it down. And yes, and then you look at somebody like Fatima, who gave him positive affirmations. Like, remember, Fatima wasn't the one that told Zach to do this and that with, like, the money and the stocks. That was all Zach. He just got a little backup from Preston, like, yo, I got a tip on a stock. What would you do in this situation? Well, if it's a good tip and, you got a gut feeling, follow your gut. And then from there, when he got the big money, he told Danny about all of his plans about, getting, a place and, refinancing homes and this and that, rebuilding them like chain breakers. That was all him. That's the kind of stuff Zach probably would have told Karen, and she would have instantly shot it down, even though they were good ideas. So that's what it is sometimes. Sometimes you just need some positive reinforcement instead of belittling. Like, let's say, for example, if Karen did loan the money to Zach to do one of his ideas and it didn't work, she would just constantly, bring it up in his face all day, every day. And, okay, I like this one. Why do y'all post Karen and say we've all been there before? No, the hell we haven't. At some point, you got to put yourself first, and Karen hasn't done that. And that's why she's still dealing with all these emotions now. Yeah. Um, I'm confused as to why so many people think it's not okay to elevate without them. Making new friends that you may not vibe with does not make you less of a friend. Like basically in the situation of just because Andy's vibing with Fatima, who Karen obviously isn't vibing with, doesn't mean Andy's being any less of a friend to her. But obviously she does feel this way because it's like she's choosing sides in this triangle, if you will. I'm picking you. I'm picking up feel sorry for me forever, and I'm always going to be the victim in this situation. Yeah, basically Karen, I don't like how she's being represented here because it goes against almost every other time in the show where she's been completely in the right, but there's been nobody on her side. And I keep bringing up the same point. Early season 2, when Zach broke into the hotel room to fight Aaron and got arrested, and the girls, mainly Danny and Andy, were saying, hey, you need to get him out of jail. He's going to lose his job. And it's like, that's not her responsibility because it wasn't her fault. Yeah. Okay. Karen is hurting, yes, but you wanted to get rid of Zach and have nothing to do with him. So you won't have to get calls from jail or go through his lies and cheating. So why do you think you are owed anything from him now? He financially paid you back. So what do you want? Exactly, the $77,000. And the most damning thing on Karen's track record is the fact that she clearly moved on in season 2 with Aaron. And then all of a sudden, because Zach is with someone else, I want him back. I need him to tell me this so I can move on. Let go of this hold on me. It just doesn't work. Okay. I disagree. No, we have not all been there before, because when a man tells me it's over, he doesn't have to say it more than once. Or, yeah, he only has to say it once. When do you start taking accountability for your own actions when they were taking each other back countless times? Karen's acting like she couldn't walk away. Again, exactly. She clearly walked away when Aaron came along, and nobody forced her to, continue to take Zach back. Oh, I like this one. I remember a pastor telling me once you thank a person, you aren't obligated to keep on saying thank you. Pastor said to be careful allowing the cycle of victim shaming to claim my personal space. I'm so glad I understood that lesson. Oh, God. I think I'm the only one wanting them to go back together at the end of season 5 and make season 5 the series finale. They both love each other. Why move on? Y'all think he's rich. He shouldn't go back to her. But in reality, if this happens to you, you'll feel so bad about it. In my personal opinion, and remember, everybody's entitled to their opinion, I don't think it's because Zach has money that he won't go back to Karen. It's the fact that he understood this woman will always think the worst of me. The fact that Zach said, when you had me arrested and I was sitting in that cell, that's when I knew I couldn't go back. All right. Zach was done when Karen had him arrested. Yep, yeah, that's exactly what I just said. I have to agree to some point. I've been her before, but not completely her, because she did so many things for this guy, but couldn't hold him down forever, and that's where she lost it all. But you've got to let go at some point, which is a difficult thing to do, but she has to. Yeah, it's like, it's not like a Beyonce, Jay-Z, or, something like that, where there's allegedly one affair going on, and then they get back together. I could be wrong, but I think I saw something about a recent verse that Jay-Z did, admitted that he cheated multiple times, but again, I haven't listened to the song, so I just saw, kind of a headline about it. But I mean, how many times did Zach have to cheat, give you an STD and whatnot? How many times did that have to happen before you finally said enough's enough? And how many times did you get locked up? I mean, at some point, you just have to blame your own damn self. Like, let's say if you loan money to someone and then they don't pay you back, but you see them online posting, yo, I got the newest, shoes, or, I got a new game system. Sometimes, yeah, it sucks, but you got to kind of let it go because, well, what can you do? I guess taking the small claims court if you really want to go through that, but you see what I mean. Okay, this looks like a 2-part tweet here. Oh, please, as adults, we know and understand that our friends have many other people in their lives outside of us, including other friends. It doesn't matter not one bit now how Karen feels about Andy's relationship with Fatima. Andy has never crossed paths to interfere with the relationships at all. So if we want to feel bad about Karen feeling sorry for herself, so be it. It's unfortunate that Andy met and engaged in a good friendship with someone who happened to start dating her friend's ex unbeknownst to her. And yes, It's not about not belonging to us in regards to like Karen making Andy feel obligated to be on her side just because I was here first. No, that doesn't make any sense. It's like, hey, Andy, I was here before Fatima, meaning that I'm the one that's always right, or I'm the one that you always need to stand with. No. Child, when she had Aaron's attention and thought Zach was worthless, she was just fine. She wanted to move on in happiness first and didn't. That's why she's so hurt. This was a powerful scene in a reality check. That was that quiet strength that our grandmothers had, keeping it all together and looking good while doing it. Yeah, okay. People are upset. Okay, no, never mind. That's just a tweet about ratings. Andy needs to sever the friendship anyway. Fatima is a much better friend. Yeah, I think that Fatima and Andy are a better duo, but I think that the breaking point is that Fatima goes too far and Andy's like, the more level-headed one. And I think one of the only things I could see breaking that friendship apart is if Fatima, really goes to the extreme and Andy's like, okay, I can't because I've already risked it all. Trying to getting you and Zach out of jail using my legal connections. So now, it's like Robin said, you really stick your neck out for this guy. And I think that Andy's going to have to make a choice. And again, this is all theoretical. If things continue to go down the route of legal issues for Zatima. So Andy's going to be like, look, we can be cool, Fatima, but I can't be that person anymore. Like, to help you and Zach get out of jail because that's a bad stain on me because by you getting into even more trouble. And I'm not talking about like unintentional trouble. Like, let's say if someone initiated a fight or something like that, or somebody, tried to rob them and then, she shot at them. It's just like if Zach and Fatima go down their street, way of doing things recklessly, then yeah, I can see Andy being like, I can't do it. I can't do it. So that's only really if they change Fatima's character to be like, wow, more like Karen. Yo, I thought you were down with me and everything. I thought we were cool. And because Andy doesn't or can't help her, then she'll get in her feelings. That could be it, but I don't know. It really depends on the writing. Okay, I'll read a couple more. I didn't realize I had been talking for this long. So everyone is talking about Zach cheating, but are we supposed to forget about the guy that she had sex with the day before his wedding? Rico, season 1. She talks about Zach, but she's not innocent either. And she went with Aaron before he got with Fatima, and she belittled him way too much. Yeah, again, for like the 5th time. It's the fact that she clearly moved on in season 2, but because Zach moved on, now she has a problem. Andy's almost never judgmental. Karen is, though. Yeah, whenever Andy's judgmental, it feels completely out of place, and she seems all bougie, and I just can't stand that. Alright, but also there are people just like Karen who belittle them and tell him he won't be anything and talk about what kind of job he has or doesn't. So her keeping it real should also include her negativity. That goes for damn near every sister when they want to call out a man or a man's, BS or even a friend's BS, but they never once admit to their own shortcomings. And when they are confronted with, well, no, I don't want to hear it. That's what makes them annoying. Once a man shows or tells me I'm not the one for him, I'm out. Karen didn't want him until someone else had him. Let it go. 2 seasons of her holding on to him. Bye. Yeah, hopefully season 5 will let go of this. The first no would have been good enough for me to move on. Karen is my girl. I really feel for her. It hurts so bad when someone breaks your heart. I will admit she did say, I made a complete fool out of myself. Yeah, because you brought your ass over there when you didn't need to. She said she was done. She broke up with him. She kicked him out. She moved on, we thought. He moved on and things are going well for him because he has a strong woman who motivated him. Now she wants him back. Stop the madness and move on for real. Okay, what you are doing is unconstitutional, criminal, and a blatant, disrespectful violation of my civil rights. Please end this, Tyler. I don't want you in my life like this. Everything about what you're doing is wrong and criminal. Okay. Give it up, Karen. You ran him away. Team Zatima. Can't wait for it to air. Okay. All right. Oh, wow. I just started the show. All the characters are projected as very toxic females. The only female worth mentioning is Fatima. The rest are just so toxic, rude, and have a knack for self-sabotage. No disrespect, and I see how you allowed the Karen to slap Zach but cries abuse. Sad. Oh yeah, I remember that on the airplane. Okay, guys. Well, that's all I have for the video. Wow. This was a long one. Like and subscribe. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below, and I will catch you in the next one.